Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got some post 1961 Apba bats games for you. We got the Cincinnati Reds traveling out to San Diego to take on the Padres in a 3-game series. And in game number 1, leading off for the Reds playing center field is Rose. Batting second, playing second's Morgan. Batting third, playing right field is Griffey. Batting fourth, playing left field is Foster. Batting fifth, doing the catching is Bench. Batting sixth, playing third base is Perez. Batting seventh, playing first base is Votto. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Larkin. And on the mound, batting ninth is Nolan. And for your hometown San Diego Padres, leading off playing left field is Roberts. Batting second, playing shortstop is Templeton. Batting third, playing right field is Gwynn. Batting fourth, playing first base is Gonzalez. Batting fifth, playing third base is Henley. Batting sixth, playing center field is Gaston. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Kennedy. Batting eighth, playing second base is Flannery. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Peavy. Get down here to San Diego and get going. And you got Pete Rose to lead it off here for the Reds. And he's batting .238 with no homers and no RBIs. This is Jake Peavy's second start. He's 0-1 with a 5.14 ERA. And the Cincinnati Reds, as you can see, are 3-3. And they are currently 2 games behind the Brewers. Griffey batting .304. Bench .273. Perez .190. George Foster off to a slow start, also .095. Like we said, Rose at .238. Cotto is 5.14 ERA. Gullett 1.29. Nolan enters this game with a 2.57 ERA. And Reyes with a 6 and Perky with a 9 ERA. And the first pitch now to Rose. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Peavy strikes Pete out for the first out of the ball game. 1 up and 1 down. We got Joe Morgan. And Morgan's batting .222. He's got a homer and 3 RBI. And that's going to be against the righty. 12 and a 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Headley at third. He fires over to Gonzalez at first, and that'll be out number 2. Can Mr. Griffey get something going here for the Reds in the top of the first, batting .304 with 2 homers and 5 RBI. And nope, that's just a ground ball down to Gonzalez. He'll take it himself. And the big red machine goes down in order, 1, 2, 3. And you got Roberts, Templeton, and Gwynn due up. See the Reds' upcoming schedule. They got 2 more games here in San Diego, and then they head out to Colorado and play the Rockies. And Bip Roberts batting .217 on the year with a homer and 2 RBIs. This is Gary Nolan's second appearance. He's 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. And Parallel League, and Clinton Parks joins us here. And as you can see, San Diego is 2-4 in last place, 2 games behind the Giants. And as we said, Bip is hitting .217. Templeton is batting .360 off to a good start. Tony Gwynn up there at .292. And Gaston and Kennedy with a .273 and .227 batting average, respectively. Randy Jones with no ERA. Peavy, like we said, came into this game with a 5.14. Kirby with a 4.5. Whitson a 9. And Dave Jarecki with a 3.86 ERA. And down to the field we go for Bip Roberts. And that's going to be a infield hit. Old Bip gets aboard here. And with an infield single. And the Padres right away get the Winfield's on the bench against the righty. Yep. Yeah, Winfield's on the Padres. Yep. And now you got Templeton's off to a great start here. He's batting .360 with no homers and 4 RBIs. And we're going to do a little hit and run here with Mr. Templeton. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Bip is off to the races. And a 7, that'll be a 26. So Templeton misses the pitch, a 26, a 52 or lower. Roberts still second, and he's in there with a stolen base. So Templeton can't hit the ball, but Bip gets down to second. And now there's nobody out in the runner in scoring position in the 0-1 pitch to Templeton. And that's going to be against the righty. It'll be a 17. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And with nobody out, will Bip try to score here? That is the question. 1-2. And excuse me. That'll be a 38. I think he's staying put at third with nobody out. Yeah, he's going to stay put at third with nobody out. So we're going to have first and third. And the big boys coming up here, Gwen Gonzalez and Henley. And nobody out for Tony Gwynn, batting .292, no homers and 5 RBI. And that's going to be a 17, first and third. And that is going to be another base hit. That's a single in the right field, and that should get Templeton down to third. Griffey's got a hell of an arm out there, though. Let's see here. I think he's going to make it with no throw. And he does. So we still got first and third, and the Padres taking it to the Reds right now. Still runners on the corners and nobody out. And Nolan getting lit up here as Ken Castro joins us. And Gonzalez batting .294 with no homers and 4 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Nolan has yet to get a single Padre out, folks. Bases loaded for Chase. And Henley is batting up .05 with a homer and 1 RBI. And the Padres are going to play back for the double play. Already gave up 1 run. They don't want a too big of an inning. It's most likely a crooked number is going to come across the board anyway. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And with the defense back, and that's going to be the old 6-4-3 double play. But the run will score, no RBI. But it is now 2-0 with a runner down at third. And Nolan trying to salvage a decent inning out of this, what could have been a massacre. Cito Gaston comes to the plate, batting .273 with no homers and 2 RBIs. That's going to be 21, and that's going to be another hit in the center field. And just like that, folks, it's 3-0. And these Padre fans, before they can even get comfortable, are got a nice lead here at the bottom of the first. And Kennedy, old Terry Kennedy, is up batting .227 with no homers and 2 RBIs. That's a fly ball out the Georgian left, but 3 runs come across, and the Padres lead 3-0 as we go to the top of the second. Talking about George, he leads it all, followed by Bench and Perez. And Foster for Beer is batting .095, off to a slow start with no homers and 1 RBI. He is 2 for 21. And he's going to be 2 for 22, as that's a fly ball out to Cito in the center. That'll be out number 1 here in the top of the second. And what the heck? Let's get the right cards here. And we got Johnny Bench up. Bench, he's batting .273. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. And Johnny gets something going here for the big red machine. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 20 and a 9. And that's going to be a fly ball again out to center field. He might want to hit it somewhere else. Cito got a beat on it, makes the catch. And there's quickly 2 down. And Tony Perez is up, batting 190 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Peavy strikes him out, and the Reds go down in order. At the bottom of the third we go, with the bottom part of the order due up here for the Padres. Flannery, Peavy, and then back to Roberts. And Tim's batting .238 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Larkin. He fires over the first for out number 1. So Nolan gets the first batter in this inning. And now you got Peavy up, looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Rose. He waits on it, makes the catch. Quickly 2 down here in the second. We're back to the top of the order, and Bip Roberts, who singled, stole a base, and came around to score in the first. And that's a swing and a miss. Nolan gets a 1-2-3 inning, settles down after that rough start. To the top of the third we go. It's 3-0 San Diego. And you got the bottom third due up here for the Reds. Votto, Larkin, and Nolan. Joey's batting .300 with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Flannery, and he boots that. Bumbles, and stumbles all over that one. And Votto's aboard here with a leadoff error. That brings up Barry Larkin. And Barry's batting .222 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And they're going to do a little hit and run here, trying to stay out of double play. And that's going to be a 18. That's going to be a 29. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. Peavy's only play is over to first. The runner will get in scoring position with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Gary Nolan. And Nolan's 0 for 1 on the year. He's going to try to bunt him down the third. And he gets a nice bunt down. And that's going to be just took a double away from him. That's going to be bunted down the third. Gets the job done over to first with Flannery covering. And now you got a runner down at third and 1 out, 2 outs rather. And we're back to the top of the order now in Mr. Rose. And Pete is 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Can he get the Reds on the board here, folks? And nope, that's going to be, let's see here, 8, 10, 15, 24, 31, 6, 7, 8. That'll be fielding column 1. That's going to be a pop out in the foul territory out in left field. Roberts makes the catch and foul ground. And that'll be out number 3. And the Red strand 1 to the bottom of the third we go. And you got 2, 3, 4 hitters up. Templeton, Gwynn, and Gonzalez. And Gary is 1 for 1 today. He has singled and came around the score back in the first. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. It's it to his opposite number here. That'll be out number 1 as Larkin waits for the Rainmaker to come down. Now Tony Gwynn's up. He's got an RBI single back in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Perez. He fires it across to Joey. And there's quickly 2 down here. And Gonzalez comes up. He walked back in the first. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Yep, he hits Gonzalez. Padres don't like it, but it sure wasn't done on purpose. Slow curve hitting you. I don't think he meant to. So now you got a runner down at first. And Chase is up. And Chase is 0 for 1. He grounded into that 6-4-3 double play back in the first. And we drop a dice. And that's going to be a 45 and a 9 should be column number 1. And it is. And that's going to be popped out in the foul territory. Johnny Bench takes the mask off near the plate, makes the catch, and that'll do it. The Padres strand one. To the top of the fourth we go. You got the Morgan, Griffey, and Foster due up here, 2, 3, 4 hitters. As you see the Reds' upcoming schedule, they got 2 more games here in San Diego, and then they go to Colorado. And Morgan's 0 for 1 today, grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Cito in center, and that'll be out number 1. And Ken Griffey Jr., he is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out the first, and he started a 1-out rally. And that's going to be a fly ball out the bip and left. Quickly 2 down here in the fourth. George Foster for Beers up, and he's 0 for 1. He flew out the center. And that's going to be a fly ball again out to center field. Cito again makes the catch, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4th. Jake Peavy's cruising through the Big Red Machines lineup. And we got Gaston, Kennedy, and Flannery due up. Cito's 1 for 1 with an RBI. And that's going to be a rare play of 40 and a 53. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1 to Cito. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Barry. He fires over the Joey. And there's 1 down. And Terry Kennedy's up. Kennedy flew out the left. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Morgan. He fields it cleanly over to Joey. And there's quickly 2 down. And it's up to Tim Flannery to get something going here. And Flannery's 0 for 1. And that's going to be 0 for 2. That's a lazy fly ball out the right. Griffey says he's got it and does. And the Padres go down in order. So Nolan settled down after that rough start in the first inning. It's still 3-0 Padres, though. You got Bench, Perez, and Votto due up. Johnny 0 for 1. Flew out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Bip's got it. And that'll be out number 1. And now you got Tony Perez up, who's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up on TV. Not this time. He lays off of that low sinker, and he's down at first with a walk. Now you got Joey Votto up with a runner down at first and 1 out. And Joey's 0 for 1. He reached on an error, though, back in the third. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. They strike Votto out. Now there's 2 outs. Barry Larkin delivery here. Larkin's 0 for 1, grounded out. The PEAVY for the time up. That's going to be a ground ball down to Templeton. Goes the short way over to second. And Red strand 1. To the bottom of the 5th we go with the bottom of the order due up here for San Diego. You got PEAVY due up, and then it flips over to Roberts and Templeton. And Jake's 0 for 1, flew out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Perez. He fields it cleanly over to Joey, and there's 1 down. Bip Roberts up for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2 with a stolen base. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George. He makes the catch and left. And now you got Gary Templeton, 2 out, nobody on. He's 1 for 2. He singled. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 55 and a 9. That's fielding column 1. Nice play by Joe Morgan. Knocks it down, picks it up, fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. A 1, 2, 3, 5th. To the top of the 6th we go, but the bottom part of the order due up. Nolan, and then it goes over to Rose and Morgan. And Nolan, he had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Templeton for out number 1. And you can see the team comparisons. The Reds 3-3, batting .236, .298 on base percentage, slugging .442 with a .740 OPS. Cincinnati 2-4. The Padres 2-4, batting .226, 286 on base percentage, slugging .540, and an OPS of 826. Pete's 0 for 2 here. Can he get something going? And that's going to be a ground ball down the chase at third. That's quickly 2 outs here in the 6th. And the Reds are running out of outs here. Morgan's 0 for 2. Peavy pitching a shutout here. Morgan 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Morgan makes it down to first with 2 out. And I think he's going to try to get in scoring position here with 2 outs. A 61 or lower. Morgan will get in scoring position. And he's down there at second now. So he steals second. Now you got a runner in scoring position and 2 outs for Mr. Ken Griffey. And here's the pitch to Griffey. And that's going to be against the righty, 18. And that is going to be a single in the left field. Roberts has an average arm at best out there. That'll be a 47 plus an 18. And only a 66 throws him out at the plate, folks. And he's in there. So an RBI single by Griffey. The stolen base pays off. And it's a 3-1 ball game and a runner down at first. And 2 outs for George Foster. Can he break out of this slump, folks? He's 0 for 2 today. And he's 2 for 23 with an 87 batting average. And here's the pitch to George. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down to Templeton. He tosses it over to second, but the Reds score 1, cut the lead to 3-1. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. You got the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here against Nolan, Gwynn, Gonzalez, and Chase. Tony 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a rare play. 63 and a 40. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1 on Gwynn. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Tony. And that's going to be a 17. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Pete Rose makes a running catch. Takes a base hit away from Gwynn. A tip of the hat to Pete. Nice play out there. 1 down here in the 6th. Gonzalez has walked and been hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a 14. That'll be a fly ball out the left. George Foster makes the catch quickly. 2 outs here in the 6th. And Chase is up. And he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Nolan. He fires over to Joey. And that's a 1, 2, 3, 6th inning. To the top of the 7th we go. You got bench due up here, followed by Perez and Votto. Johnny 0 for 2. He's flown out the right, flown out the center and left. And that's going to be against the 20. That'll be another fly ball out the left field. 1 down here in the 7th. And Tony Perez grabs a bat that comes up to the plate. He has walked and struck out, has yet to put the ball in play. And he does this time. That's just going to be a lazy fly out the bip. He makes the 2nd out of the game, out of the inning. And see if Votto will hit it somewhere other than left field. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. That brings the tying run to the plate, folks, and Barry Larkin. And Barry's 0 for 2, grounded out twice. And he's going to ground out for the 3rd time. That's a hit to Templeton. And that'll do it. We go to the 7th inning stretch in a 3-1 ball game. Got Gaston, Kennedy, and Flannery due up here. Try to get Nolan through the 7th inning. He's due to lead off the top of the 8th. And here's the pitch to Cito. And we drop the dice again. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And that's a damn nice play out there by Ken Giffrey Jr. Diving, stretches out, makes the catch, and Cito kicks the dirt. Thought he had at least a single, maybe a double, but Griffey, nice play out there, 1 down. And Kennedy's up now, 0 for 2. Flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a 19, a fly ball out to Griffey. Again, a much easier play this time. Hit almost right at him, waits for it, makes the catch. And now there's 2 down. And Mr. Flannery's up. And Tim's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flown out. And that ball was hit well. See where this one ends up at, folks. And that's going to be a double in the right field with 2 outs. Flannery's in scoring position. And after giving up the hit and the run, I think that's going to be it for Peavy. They're going to try to add some insurance to this. So Peavy's going to come out of the game after going 7 innings. See who's going to come off the bench here. And you got the righty out there. Almost all the lefties but Mr. Richards. Gene Richards is going to come off the bench. Only lefty on the bench. And Gene is looking for his first base hit of the year. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. That's going to end the inning. Rose makes the catch. And the Padres strand 1. We go to the 8th. It is still a 3-1 ball game. Who's going to come out of the bullpen? We'll have a pitch hitter for Nolan. Then you got a switchy and a lefty. And Lucas is the only lefty in the bullpen. Let's see if he's going to come out to pitch. And Lucas is going to come out to pitch against these lefties. So Gary Lucas comes out of the bullpen. He'll be facing a pitch hitter for Nolan, Rose, and Morgan. See who's going to come off the bench here and bat. I don't think we want to use Davis yet. I think Davy Concepcion is going to come off the bench. So Davy's going to come off the bench, try to get on here and bring the tying run to the plate. And Davy on the year's batting .385, off to a great start. No homers and an RBI. Can Davy get on base here, folks? That's going to be a ground ball down to Flannery. He picks it up. He's going to fire over to Gonzalez, and that'll be out number 1. To the top of the order we go now on Pete Rose. And Pete's 0 for 3. Can he get something started here in the 8th? And the spark plug doesn't. That's a slow grounder down the first. Gonzalez takes it, steps on the bag, and Rose is out. So it's up to Morgan here to get something going. He's at 0 for 2. He did walk, stole a base, and came around to score. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a pop-up down the short. 1, 2, 3 inning for the Reds. To the bottom of the 8th we go. See who's going to come out of the bullpen for the Reds. You got the switch hitters and a lefty coming up. And the Reds don't have a lefty in the, well, they got Chapman. They're sure not using Chapman here. Or are they going to use Chapman here? They might. When was the last time Chapman pitched? So it's been, how many games? It's been a while since he pitched. Chapman is going to come out. What the heck? Chapman's going to come out here and pitch to these switch hitters and lefties. He's the only lefty they got. Chapman's coming out of the bullpen. And Chapman's third appearance, no wins, no losses, 2 saves, and no ERA. And Bip, 1 for 3. He has singled, stolen a base, and came around the score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Chapman strikes him out for out number 1. Now you got Gary Templeton at the plate. Templeton's 1 for 3, singled, and came around the score in the first. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Chapman doing his job here, keeping this a 2-run game. Now you got Tony Gwynn up. He's 1 for 3, again with a single and an RBI back in the first. And that's going to be a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Chapman comes in, strikes out the side, keeps it a 2-run ball game. So we go to the top of the 9th. And you know who's coming out of the bullpen for the Padres here in a 2-run game. Mr. Huffman's coming in. And where's Trevor at? He's going to try to lock down this game. And this is Trevor's second appearance. No wins, no losses, and a save. And no ERA. He'll be facing the big boys here. Griffey, Foster, and Bench. Ken is 1 for 3. He's got the lone RBI in this game. Yeah. Yep. They got Hey Dibble Dibble, I think, is in there. Yep, Dibble's the only one in there. Clinton. Yep, this Dibble. And here's the pitch to Griffey. And that's going to be against the righty. 25 and a 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Chase has got it. Fires over to first to Gonzalez. And that's out number 1 here in the 9th. And now George is up. Can George do something here, folks? He is struggling mighty. He's 0 for 3 today. And he's going to be 0 for 4. And that is going to be a ground ball down the second. Tim's up with it, takes his time, fires over the first. The Reds are down to their last out. Johnny Bench is up. Johnny's 0 for 3. He's flown out the left, twice, and center. And he's going to keep this ball game alive, folks, as Johnny squares it up against Trevor. And that ball is smoked in the... Nope, Gary Templeton dives, stops it, but has no play. Nice play by Templeton. That's an infield hit for Bench. And now you got Perez up. You can see the team comparisons. The Reds with 50 strikeouts, 26 walks, 16 doubles and a triple. And the Padres 45 strikeouts, 18 walks, 19 doubles and no triples. And Ken Perez with one swing and a bat tie this game up. Over 2 with a walk. And that'll do it. That's a ground ball down to Templeton. He tosses it over to Flannery. And that's your ball game, folks. And Padres win 3-1. All 3 runs given up in the first. Nolan settled down after that, but that's all they needed. Nice pitching performance by Peavy. Gets the job done as we'll take a look here at the box score. Yeah, Myers, he probably somewhere else. Truthfully, let's see if he even made the grade. Nope. Yeah, I don't know if he's with another team or not, Clinton. So we go here and check out the scorecard. And Padres, 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. They bunched them all together in that first. The Reds only 1 run and 2 hits. Give the Reds credit. They was productive. They were 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position, left 5 men on base. And the Padres were 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Like I say, they did all that damage in the first inning off of Nolan. And they only left 3 men on base. Like I say, Gary, he goes the 1-1, pitched a damn good game, just got roughed up in that first inning. 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, struck out 1. Chapman comes in, pitches 1 inning with 3 strikeouts. Peavy picks up his first win of the year. He's 1-1. A 7-inning, 1 hit, 1 run ball game. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Lucas comes in, pitches 1 inning. And Hoffman comes in, picks up his second save, gives up a hit. Let's take a look here at the scorecard. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And Nolan didn't give up another hit the rest of the game, folks. Was that hitting yeah, he gave up a double in the 7th. So he went 6 2/3 of an inning and didn't give up another hit, but they bunched them all together there in that first inning. Give the Padres credit. Took advantage of him early. Could be with the Cubs, you're right. So, like I say, give the Padres credit. Took care of business in the first. Take a look here at the standings and leaderboard. The Braves are leading the National League East by 1 game over New York. Nats are 2 games back. The Phillies 2.5, and Florida 3.5 games back. And in the Central, the Brewers are half a game up on the Pirates. Cardinals are a game back. The Cubbies are a game and a half, and the Reds fall to 2.5 games back with the Astros after the loss. And out west, the Giants and Dodgers are leading the division. The Padres and Diamondbacks both a game and a half back, and Colorado 2 games back. Jeff Bagwell's leading the league with a .480 batting average. Sammy with 7 homers, and Paul Molitor with 13 RBIs. And the ERA leader right now is at 0. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitchers with 2 wins. Suter and Tecalvi with 3 saves. Sammy Sosa leading in the MVP voting, and Kershaw in the Cy Young. Next game on the channel will be game number 2 of this series. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Excuse me, we're going to have Mr. Bob Perky going up against Dave Derecki. So it should be a decent pitching matchup there. See what happens here in game number 2. I want to thank Parallel League, Ken Castro, and Clinton Parks for joining us here. If you haven't already done so and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and on your way out, smash that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care.